This is how Facebook shushes up your posts. You know what I mean, my profane friends? They stop us communicating, yeah, or that you seeing the full information. As you can see, look, Alexander Watson, look, where I've replied to him, he went, wow, yeah. But what he said above that on my other account, which is my Scott account or Stuart account, whatever, get confused now, but I put wow, and then I put indeed you are, yeah, and then he put something like that, and then he put something else, and then I put you are wow, wonderful, right? Now here's the other side of the coin where I'm logged in as Scott, I believe now, look, and now look what you got. You see, look, wow, you got me there. I don't profess to know everything. What does that mean? So what you've got is two different replies from two different accounts, you see, because I log in, I'm higgledy-piggledy on either one. I'm just going from one to the other, the Scott or the Stuart. But as you can see, look, they've hidden up the replies I've given him. Do you see what I mean? And I can't see them on the Scott account. Do you know what I mean? Or is it the Stuart account? I can't see the Scott account. Well, whatever anyway. But you can't see, this is where they keep hiding things from us when we post. You know what I mean? Everyone's not getting to see the information or the arguments or anything else on Facebook. And like I said, within someone will post, say two more people post, all of that is disappeared anyway. No one reads the comments, let's be honest. You know what I mean? I read my comments, I read them all, but what I'm saying is just in a general, people don't read all the comments. If there's 50 comments, for instance, they ain't going to go down and read any information when someone speaks out and go, oh, that's true, this, that, or the other, because they know it gets hidden down into that, that all that other soil or rocks what get put on top of it, and they know people don't see it then. Do you see what I mean? Same as the comments on YouTube. You know what I mean? I post on YouTube, I put a comment in, and I go back later and I look on my other account again, switching between the two, and I can't even see the comment. Do you see what I mean? It's not there. It's not there to be read, or the link I've left, or anything else. Do you see what I mean? And this is how they keep fooling us, and we just go round in circles because we use Masonic platforms and everything else. You know what I mean? You got to imagine, right, is that these Freemasons, right, control everything. Everything's under blackmail, yeah, right? It doesn't matter where you're looking at, where you're going, you know what I mean? Everyone is under blackmail or threats. Do you know what I mean? And that's what rules the world. Do you know what I mean? And they're ruled by the gangsters that come from originally London. You know what I mean? Or the Gypsy G travellers, yeah, and it all backs up. I've got the whole history of it, the storylines and everything, and if people who know my research, you know what I mean, I've hinted at it in through each and every video, you know what I mean. The only thing I don't do is name names and all the rest of it. Obviously if other people have talked about it, then I can screenshot it and show it. But I've got videos upon videos of evidence of how these people get preference within your towns, yeah, and because their family's well established, the next generation of people haven't got a chance. The only people who get the chances are their people, and people don't realise that, you're dealing with hidden aprons all the time, regardless of where you go, what you go, they're in everything, controlling everything, especially like the shops. You just take the shops, for instance, okay, let's put it this way, about funeral homes. Yeah, how do you go try set up a funeral home? No one's going to come to you because they all go to the Freemasons, because where they take the body parts, or they're selling the body parts or the organs or whatever else they need to do. Do you know what I mean? Or taking them for the rituals, what they do within the Masonic lodge. But no one says anything. I mean, if they were running drugs through, who pulls over a hearse? You see what I mean? Then if they've got an ambulance service, yeah, what's the difference if an ambulance go rogue for a couple of hours to pick up a drug plot here and put drugs there? Do you see what I mean? If an ambulance is going rogue, do you see what I mean? No one's questioning it because it's an ambulance. No one's going to pull it over, because if we pull it over and that person die, we're going to get sued. Do you see what I mean? These are brilliant covers for drug runs. Anyway, how many kids have been drugged? You got bands of kids now running around as drug dealers. Has anyone marched on that? Has anyone said anything on that? But you'll get Tommy Robinson, and if you look into his security, you'll see you'll see exactly where that connects in, but that's another story in my videos. But like I said, not just for, like Tommy Robinson, I'm on about everyone. The same people are doing the. Look into every security firm, yeah, and you'll see it belongs to a Masonic lodge, and behind that security firm, they'll be doing the doors, doing the clubs, doing the pubs, yeah, and it's all linked in to the same thing of what they do. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're blackmailing whoever and whatever they need to blackmail to get what they want, and that's what people are afraid of. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to be exposed for what they are and who they are. And I'm on about within your own towns and within your own cities. You ain't got to go anywhere else. You know what I mean? You've got to go about GZ and all of them other ones. That's all the show. Everything they do or enact in our towns, in our cities, or on the telly, it's all a role play for them, an enactment. Yeah. And there's parts of the world where we can't get to or we don't see, okay? And that's where they go. They holiday there and everything's fine for them. Do you know what I mean? Because they've always got that backup. You try and get, like when like when they do the air display, for instance, in Lowestoft, yeah, you got security there. So if the plane crashes, you can't throw a line on it and then have salvage rights on it. Do you see what I mean? So they keep you away from that. They do the same everywhere else. But they keep playing all these roles and then enactments, and they're around you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter where you are, where you go, they got their eye on you. They know from the day you're born who you are, what you are, and whether you're a threat or not. And they know who they're recruiting, all the weak-minded people that, oh, we're in a gang, oh, look, we're special. But because they're all fucking interacting within each other, it makes it acceptable. Do you see what I mean? And that's what it's all about, acceptability. It's acceptable because you do it around 50 other people. And if 50 other people are doing it, then it's acceptable. Do you see what I mean? And if one person speaks out and go, no, that ain't, let's get a bit of a moral compass here, they're gonna pick on that. Like like if you've got something, like in your body that's negative, your body attacks it. Do you see what I mean? Because it's negative, isn't it? It's not supposed to be in your body. But that's the same with Freemasonry. Do you see what I mean? If you don't row that way or that way, you're going to get attacked. You're going to get harassed. You're going to get threatened. They're going to threaten your family. They're going to threaten you personally or anyone else. And I'm not just talking about hit now. I'm on about in centuries and decades down. Do you know what I mean? Your kids are always, anyone who's got a kid now in a pram, right up to the age of say 10 now, yeah. They're in the readies to get drug dealers, because you're going to say to them, go have a good night on the drink, in the town, in the pubs, in the clubs, and they're all run by drug dealers. Crazy, do you see what I mean? The security who are supposed to look after your children and your kids and your best interests, what do? You go on, they look out, yeah, they're the best, they're the greatest. Oh, they were going to give them powers of arrest. That's how fucking good the council were that were working with them. Anyway, that's another story. Like I said, watch all their podcasts. It's all over the podcasts. I'm not saying nothing they're not saying. And then, like I said, and then you get cases of like Lier. Obviously, that's one of the most famous girls, And then you get the Essex boys, and what they were doing. That's not changed. Just because it's in Essex, you've got them same type of men, yeah, that were controlling Essex for the people that are controlling London, Manchester, Liverpool, Scotland, Glasgow, Edinburgh. Do you know what I mean? All them places all across the UK are run by gangs, yeah, Masonic gangs, and they're running it through their lodges. Do you know what I mean? And if you step out of line, they're gonna make you, they're gonna make you pay. You know what I mean? Because you're not rowing or doing anything. They want the money. They want to be able to buy special little cars for their children, sit there with big table spreads of food. You know what I mean? Brag about it all. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And no one says nothing because it's acceptable, because everyone else is making it acceptable. Do you see what I mean? And that's the difference. I'm trying to think to give you some other examples on that, but they're in, you know what I mean? Like I said, if I got a gang of 5 of us, for instance, and we're hardcore criminals, yeah, who's going to dominate? You know, we're all bouncers, you know, big doorman, whatever, you know what I mean? But we're connected to other people like that will come in and help, you know what I mean? But we're working for the elite, you know what I mean? The people that are doing the entertainment systems in our you know, in our towns, in our cities, you know what I mean? And you ain't getting anywhere, you know what I mean? Like if I was an indigenous species walking into their town, into their hotels, you know, where they drink and whatever, and they didn't want me there, they get someone to come in, one of their criminals, to have a fight or whatever, and then you won't go back there. Do you see what I mean? Because you won't go back there because you don't want the trouble. You see what I mean? But they've isolated that person away from them. You see what I mean? But their kids are safe drinking there. Their kids are all right drinking there because all the drug dealers have been run out. You know what I mean? You know, I'm on about their dealers, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know what I mean? As long as you don't do nothing in here, boom, 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 you're all right, you're safe, do you know what I mean? And that's why all their kids are safe from the drugs. They weren't back in the day when it first hit, you know what I mean? That's why some have passed away in, you know, bits and pieces, but again, I won't go into, which is obviously in my videos, but now they're isolated, you know what I mean? Because they drink, you know, anyone who's a threat to that society or their nation, of where they drink in their hotels and their pubs and their clubs, they get ousted out, you know what I mean? You're not welcome here, boom, and they will eradicate them like that, and it'll be the, you know, the top villains that are fighters that come out of the pubs and the clubs. Do you see what I mean? And they look like the heroes of the society that we live in, but they ain't. You know, they're in the newspapers all the time, you know, oh look, you know, bullying and all this sort of crap, but it's all a bullshit front, just like Savile, you know. You know, we're great, oh look at me, I'm running the charity, oh look, you know what I mean? It's all crap, you know. But like I said, I've got a great video coming out, you know, what sort of exposes all this. I'm like, it's a lot of work to do because I have to do it all myself, do you know what I mean? And obviously I need time, and but yeah, crazy, just absolutely crazy, the way I've had to live for the last 30-40 years. And I mean, they've been on my case since I was like, you know, remember I'm sitting in a pub at 16, 17, and then I've got grown men around me going, oh, wait till his mum die before we start getting him. Do you know what I mean? I remember that, you know what I mean? But I didn't know at the time, you know what I mean? You know, they don't want to do nothing yet, not while his mum's alive. Do you know what I mean? So they actually waited for my mum to die before they started their shit. But I remember each and every one of them, in that is it, the adults in that pub, yeah, were all crime lords, yeah, still crime lording it today, yeah, right, all perverts, all fucking drinking, you know, all dealing drugs, yeah, for the fraternity Freemasonry, yeah. And that's what I remember, do you know what I mean? But obviously there's other things, you know, leading up all the way through it, you know, like some of the recordings I got, the tape, you know, everything I've got. But you know, you imagine that, you know, you got people around you that are saying, you know, talking about having an accident, putting you in prison, you know, that's not conspiracy, that's fact. Do you know what I mean? My friends are sitting there talking about, shall we make an accident, shall we kill him? You know what I mean? That's people talking about murdering me. You see what I'm saying? You know, and that's not a lie. You know, or put me away for 40 months, you know, that's not something that's fucking, you know, made up. You know what I mean? They're trying to, you know, people saying, oh, we'll knock him off his motorbike. That's not a lie. That's me telling the truth. You know, and like I said, any pervert in Galston or Great Yarmouth that think they know me, come and sit down, do a one-to-one. Let's have a lie detector test. You know what I mean? They've gone around for years spieling all this shit behind my back. You know what I mean? But come at any one of them, I don't care who you are. You know, let's put it this way: the lodge has made better men. So all these better men that control certain aspects of our society within Galston and Great Yarmouth. I could take it further and go Norwich and bring you pervert here and all this sort of stuff, but I'm just keeping it to Yarmouth and Galston, you know, on this video. But you imagine, right, that there's this group of special people that has dealt drugs all around the town for centuries, yeah, decades, should I say, that haven't ever had their fucking collar felt. You know what I mean? But the amount of damage and destruction that they've done, whether they've orphaned children because their parents are killed, or their parents are getting constantly put in jail because they're grassing them up for drug dealing, you know what I mean, handing them out on a plate, and so long as they're all right, everything's fine. But right, I'm going to go because I'm getting angry. My voice go when I get angry, so it's stupid, isn't it? But there you go, my profane friends. Am I bullshitting? Do you think I'm bullshitting in what I say? You know what I mean? No, I ain't. It's a fact. You know, and like I said, it ain't just my life they've affected, it's people around me as well. You know, and there's a story to be told. I'm more than likely to be able to get, because it's been so long, I'm more than likely to get a 10-book deal. You know what I mean? I'll be able to write 10 books. You know, but like I said, who knows? I don't give a fuck about money anyway. But the point of the matter is that they will be perverted in the lodge. They will be exposed for being perverts in Great Yarmouth, but looking like heroes when they're fucking not. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference. I'm willing to come into the light. The truth will stand in the light. So come and stand in the light with me and expose me, my profane friends. Well, my profane Freemason friends. You know, they don't. You know what I mean? Because I stand in the truth and they stand in the dark, because they're fucking perverts, nonsense people in society. And that's what it's all about, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about rapists, people that shagging their own kids. You know what I mean? Oh, I know. Yeah, I do know. And that's the difference. Do you know what I mean? They know I fucking know and all. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. You know what I mean? But fuck them. At the end of the day, like I said, all they're going to do for the next decades and centuries that go on is do the same thing they've been doing, because it works for them. Do you know what I mean? The system works for them because they run it all, and they're not going to change that system because it works for them. It gives them money. It keeps the profane simpletons as simpletons and stupid, with no clue to what is going on around them. And they're manipulating this whole system within my town, within my city. You know, it's a small community, if you know who's who and who's what. Everyone knows who's the fucking criminals and who, but no one says fuck all, because they will be shushed up, they will be harassed, and they will be isolated and fucking made as a whatever it's fucking called. You know what I mean? Right, I'm going because I'm getting so angry. I fucking would. Anyway, baby, have a great day, my sugar puffs. I love you all. You're the best. And remember, I don't want to commit suicide. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Oh yeah, and I don't do drugs. So there you go. And I don't want to hang myself, throw myself off a bridge or anything like that. I'm scared of heights, just in case anyone asks. Do you know what I mean? Oh, baby, I don't ride my motorbike more than 30 mile an hour. No, not really. But yeah, true about everything else. But yeah. So I'm not looking to kill myself. I want to stay alive. And I want to annoy these pieces of shit for as long as I can. And I want my legacy to be that I condemn the Masonic lodge with the perverts inside. Do you know what I mean? And expose their corrupt nonsense around this community. That is what I live for. That will be my legacy. A bundle of videos exposing every pervert that is working with the children around here. That's just a fucking start. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, don't be averse to investigating the people around your own estates. You know what I mean? You know, use a fucking GPS. They use it. Why don't you? I do. Fucking right. Police want to come here, take anything they want. There's nothing here. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I know how the police work. I know what they're up to. They're working for them. Fuck them. You know what I mean? I got the court on, I think, when am I on the court? I can't remember. They threw me a couple of charges, you know what I mean? But I'll record that one anyway. You'll see. It's going to be quite interesting, really, because I got the video of them. Like I said, I video everything, yeah, and they're saying this, that, and the other, and I'm saying this, that, and the other. But I've already shown a video of it anyway. But we'll see how that pans out in the courtroom. But again, they just threw them charges at me because they were Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? And hoping the charges stick. Why would they want the charges to stick? Because I get a ban on my car or my van, whatever the fuck it is. So then I can't travel. Number two, it costs me money in court fines. Yeah, and that's what I mean. And that's what I'm dealing with Masonic Freemasons. Again, you know, you talk about investigations with the police, yeah, over the years. Again, you know, like say, for instance, I got my mail stolen, right, from here. I've got the emails. Like I said, I've done so many videos, but they never investigated it. Do you know what I mean? Because I knew they wouldn't, but I pushed it forward for them to investigate. Now, I ain't heard nothing back in, like, I'll have to look at the video, I'll have to look at the my emails when I was having the conversation with this Masonic policeman, yeah. But again, they were doing the tricks of, oh, he's moved on, he's on holiday and all this sort of crap, this rigmarole. And I'm sitting there and I'm just laughing because I know the system, but I haven't heard nothing since then. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, baby, what I mean? I'm thinking, Christ, nothing I've had for 2 years I've heard of these policemen about this crime, and I've got a crime number as well, obviously, but there's nothing been said or done. Maybe I'll ring them up and then you can hear the conversation. But that's just one incident. I could go on about other incidences, like where my daughter was run over. The guy got away with it, let's put it that way. Yeah, but as soon as they heard my name and she got on the radio, within 2 seconds, she was sitting there, this police lady, let's put it this way, she's sitting there, she's going, yeah, we're going to arrest him for dangerous driving or whatever, yeah. Again, it's fucking, as witnesses to what I say, I don't need to lie. They're all sitting there, and then she gets a thing over the radio, yeah. She hears my name, I turn up, I give her my name, yeah. She goes on the radio, something like that, boom, next minute, oh no, that's it, and she went. That was it. No more case to answer to. The geezer was let off and everything else, and he had nothing to answer to. And that was while he was down the police station. My daughter sat laid in the fucking bed, in a hospital bed. Do you see what I mean? So you imagine that decision made there on my daughter, yeah. She's laying in a hospital bed, and then they're turned, within one little radio fucking boom boom, the case is shut and closed down. Nothing else is said about it. And that's been like past now about 8-10 years, that has. You know what I mean? That's just another incident with these fucking pieces of shit, Oh, I could go through it, see, but that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm dealing with. Like I said, I've got the whole history and the whole story. The police can turn up at my house, knock the door in, take all my computers, my computer, my hard drive, whatever they fucking want. There is nothing here that'll prove anything about these little perverts. Do you know what I mean? Because it's well hidden. It's well fucking, it's well, let's put it this way. It's well in place for future reference for all profane people living in Great Yarmouth and Galston. That's a starters. And for you truthers. So if I'm ever killed, I'm going to rely on you truthers to go through my videos. Yeah, and obviously you can ask, you'll know anyway, because posts will go up. You want my pervert files, yeah, and my Masonic gang stalking files, yeah. And then you'll be able to actually personally ask these people, if they're still alive, how their involvement became within my murder or my disappearance. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I had to hold this in. Right, I'll see you later, my profane friends. Have a great day. It's wonderful.